Persian Gulf airspace, 2:14 p.m., blazing afternoon sun. One CH-53E Super Stallion helicopter, 8 U.S. Marines aboard, carrying highly classified intelligence from covert operation in Iraq, flying back to USS Bataan. Standard extraction, routine flight, until Iranian F-4 fighter jets appeared, 6 of them, intercepting the helicopter, forcing it toward Iranian airspace. Tehran's orders: force the helicopter to land in Iran, capture the Marines, seize the classified intel, parade them on state TV. Iran saw easy prey: 1 unarmed transport helicopter, 8 Marines, no fighter escort, no backup visible. But Iran made 3 fatal mistakes. First, that helicopter had encrypted distress beacon activated the moment Iranian jets locked on. Second, USS Bataan was 40 miles away with 16 AH-1Z Viper attack helicopters fueled and armed. Third, the moment Iran tried forcing that helicopter down, U.S. Central Command authorized something unprecedented: simultaneous strike on every Iranian military base within 200 kilometers. 11 bases, 19 minutes, complete destruction. This is that story. 2:14 p.m. The CH-53E Super Stallion was 70 kilometers from safety, cruising at 200 knots, 8 Marines inside, plus 1 locked metal case, classified intelligence on Iranian weapon smuggling networks. Then radar warning receiver screamed, beep, beep, beep. 6 Iranian F-4 Phantom jets, Cold War-era fighters but still deadly, approaching from multiple angles, boxing the helicopter in. Captain Mike Rodriguez, pilot, immediately assessed: "We're being intercepted. Iranian Air Force, 6 fighters. They're forcing us toward their airspace." The Iranian lead pilot radioed in broken English: "American helicopter, you are approaching Iranian territory. You will follow us to Bandar Abbas airfield. Land immediately or we shoot you down." Captain Rodriguez knew what this was: forced landing, capture. The intelligence case alone was worth billions. The Marines, propaganda gold. He responded, "Negative. This is U.S. military aircraft in international airspace. We are not complying. Break off immediately." Iranian pilot: "You have no choice. 6 fighters, 1 helicopter. Land now or die." But Rodriguez had already hit the encrypted distress beacon, a red button on his console. Automatic signal transmitted to USS Bataan: Guardian distress, Iranian intercept, 8 Marines, classified cargo, forced landing imminent. At 2:15 p.m. aboard USS Bataan, alarm klaxons blared. Marine Colonel James Reeves, Amphibious Ready Group Commander, saw the alert, read it twice, made immediate decision: launch all Vipers, combat air patrol, find that helicopter, engage any Iranian forces attempting capture. I want 16 gunships airborne in 90 seconds. Authorization to use all necessary force. At 2:16 p.m., 16 AH-1Z Viper attack helicopters launched from Bataan. 2-man crews, Hellfire missiles, Hydra rockets, 20mm cannons, full combat load. But something else happened simultaneously. At 2:15 p.m., U.S. Central Command received the distress signal. 4-star General Marcus Chen, CENTCOM commander, had been waiting for Iranian provocation. Presidential authorization was clear: if Iran attempts to capture U.S. forces or seize classified material, respond with overwhelming strikes on Iranian military infrastructure. General Chen issued orders: execute Guardian strike, target all Iranian air bases and naval facilities within 200 kilometers of intercept point, bombers weapons free, carrier strike authorized, destroy their ability to threaten our aircraft. At 2:17 p.m., while Iranian F-4s were still forcing the helicopter toward Iran, 6 B-57 Stratofortress bombers, already orbiting over international waters, received targeting data. 11 Iranian military bases, coordinates locked, weapons armed. At 2:18 p.m., the helicopter was 30 kilometers from Iranian coast, Iranian jets closing tighter, preparing to force landing. Captain Rodriguez radioed his crew, "Marines, we may have to set down. If we do, defensive perimeter immediately. Protect that case at all costs. Help is coming." The 8 Marines checked weapons, M4 carbines, ammunition, ready to fight. But at 2:19 p.m., 3 minutes after distress signal, the cavalry arrived. 16 AH-1Z Vipers appeared on the horizon, flying combat formation, locking weapons on Iranian F-4s. American Marine pilot radioed Iranian fighters. "Iranian aircraft, this is United States Marine Corps. Disengage from our helicopter immediately. You are being targeted by 16 attack helicopters. Break off now or you will be engaged." For 5 seconds, silence. Then Iranian fighters broke formation, banking away, retreating toward Iranian coast. They'd seen Viper attack helicopters before, knew what they could do. At 2:20 p.m., the CH-53E was safe, surrounded by 16 Marine gunships, heading back to Bataan. But the response had already been triggered, and it was unstoppable. 2:21 p.m. 6 B-52 bombers opened their bomb bays, each carrying 50 AGM-86 cruise missiles, 300 total. Target list appeared on pilot displays. Bandar Abbas Air Base, 15 missiles assigned. Bushehr Air Base, 12 missiles. Chabahar Naval Base, 20 missiles. Josk Naval Facility, 18 missiles. 7 smaller bases, remaining missiles distributed. At 2:22 p.m., 300 cruise missiles launched, falling away from B-52s, engines igniting, autonomous flight, GPS guided, terrain following. 19 minutes to target. At 2:23 p.m., USS Ronald Reagan, 100 miles away, launched 24 FA-18 Super Hornets, armed with precision bombs. Their targets, Iranian radar installations and air defense systems near the bases. At 2:28 p.m., American electronic warfare aircraft began jamming Iranian air defense radar, making them blind to incoming missiles. Iranian commanders saw nothing, radar screens empty, no warnings. At 2:33 p.m., 11 minutes before missiles arrived, Iranian Air Force finally detected something. Faint radar returns, many contacts, inbound. Panic in Iranian command centers, scrambling fighters, activating air defenses. Too late. At 2:41 p.m., 300 cruise missiles reached Iranian coast, splitting up, each missile navigating to its specific target. At 2:41:15 p.m., Bandar Abbas Air Base, Iran's largest military airfield in the south, erupted. 15 cruise missiles struck simultaneously. Runways cratered, hangars exploding, fuel depots massive fireballs, control tower collapsed, maintenance facilities destroyed. 18 F-4 Phantom fighters on the ground, destroyed where they sat, never got airborne. At 2:41:30 p.m., Bushehr Air Base hit, 12 missiles, same devastation, runways destroyed, aircraft burning, command buildings flattened. At 2:41:45 p.m., Chabahar Naval Base, Iran's strategic port, obliterated, 20 missiles, piers destroyed, patrol boats sunk, warehouses exploded, naval headquarters collapsed. At 2:42 p.m., Josk Naval Facility struck, 18 missiles, submarine pens destroyed, fuel storage massive explosions, radar towers toppled. Within 90 seconds, 11 Iranian military bases ceased functioning. Every runway cratered, every hangar destroyed, every command center collapsed, every fuel depot burning. But American forces weren't done. At 2:43 p.m.,
24 FA-18s arrived over Iranian bases, dropping GBU-31 JDAM precision bombs on anything still standing. Iranian air defense systems that survived cruise missiles, destroyed by laser-guided bombs. Backup command bunkers penetrated and collapsed. Aircraft shelters demolished. At 2:44 p.m., 4 American submarines launched 48 additional Tomahawk missiles from underwater, targeting Iranian radar stations along the coast. Every early warning installation eliminated. By 2:48 p.m., 19 minutes after the first B-52 launched its missiles, 11 Iranian military bases were smoking ruins. 0 aircraft could take off, 0 ships could launch, 0 radar systems functioned. Iran's entire military infrastructure along the Persian Gulf functionally destroyed in 19 minutes. American losses? 0. Not one aircraft damaged, not one missile intercepted. The CH-53E helicopter that started it all landed safely on USS Bataan at 2:33 p.m. 8 Marines safe, classified intel secure. Iran tried to capture 8 Marines and steal intelligence. Instead, lost 11 military bases, 73 aircraft destroyed on the ground, 247 casualties, entire regional command structure eliminated, all in 19 minutes.
Within hours, Tehran claimed minor damage from American aggression. State media showed old footage, denied losses. But satellite photos showed truth. 11 bases burning, runways destroyed, nothing flying. The Pentagon's message was clear. Iran attempted to force down U.S. military helicopter and capture American service members. We responded by eliminating every Iranian military facility that could threaten our aircraft. Strategic impact was massive. Iran lost more military capability in 19 minutes than in entire Iran-Iraq war battles. Every base that could launch aircraft against American forces, gone. Every naval facility that could send boats to harass ships, destroyed. Every radar station that could track movements, eliminated. But the psychological impact was greater. Iran tried capturing 8 Marines from 1 helicopter. America destroyed 11 bases, 348 cruise missiles and bombs, perfect precision. The message: touch 1 Marine, lose your entire military infrastructure in that region. That's not proportional response, that's annihilation. Tehran learned, you can intercept American aircraft, you can make threats, you can attempt provocations, but the moment you try capturing Marines, your bases become craters, your aircraft becomes scrap metal, your military becomes history, and it happens in 19 minutes.
2:14 p.m. 6 Iranian fighters force 1 Marine helicopter toward capture. 2:33 p.m. 19 minutes later, 11 Iranian bases destroyed, 73 aircraft eliminated, 247 casualties, 8 Marines safe, intel secure. Iran wanted to capture 8 Marines and embarrass America. Instead, lost 11 bases and learned a lesson. Never intercept Marine helicopters. Never threaten Marine aircraft. Never try capturing Marines. Because 19 minutes later, your military infrastructure is ruins. This is Operation Guardian Strike. 19 minutes, total devastation. Never touch Marines.